Chapter 4. She Who Wears the Trousers. Lord of yourself, unencumbered with a wife. John Dryden, 1613 to 1700. Society, especially the male section of it, has always had to tolerate bossy, nagging and bad-tempered women. This trend continues in spite of a curious range of punishments, designed to stay the whiplash of their cruel and muscular tongues. One such implement was the ducking stool. This was a type of seesaw, or similar device, one end of which extended over a pond or river. The scold was seated upon the end which protruded over the water, while the operators controlled the other end. At the appropriate time, the unfortunate woman was lowered into the water, perhaps several times, in an attempt to stop her tongue, but there are reports of women emerging with their tongues still going at full throttle. A similar device was known as the cucking stool, but this was not used over water. An example of its role occurred at Leicester in 1467. It was known as a seat of infamy, where strumpets and common scolds, with bare feet and head, were condemned to abide the derision of those who passed by. In Leicester's case, it was operated by the mayor, and the offending women were placed on the cucking stool before their own doors, and then carried to the four gates of the town. There are reports of large spheres of bare female flesh, other than heads and feet, being on display, because some cucking stools sported a large hole in the seat. One vicious punishment for scolds was the brank, sometimes known as the scold's bridle, or gossip's bridle. The people of Macclesfield referred to their scold's bridle as a bridle for a cursed queen. The brank was a metal frame, rather like a heavy cage, which was placed over the woman's head and locked in position. At the point where her mouth faced the framework, there was a protruding piece of metal which went into the mouth, thus effectively halting her tongue. In some cases, these tongue-like protrusions were covered with sharp spikes, so that if the woman moved her tongue, she suffered severe injuries. It seems that not even this cruelty was sufficient to halt some nagging tongues.